All right, welcome back in onto From Zero, episode 4, everybody. My name is Gis, and I'm here to help you rebuild your bank. And the first thing that I want to do this episode is scale up our farm run all the way on up, because you can get this sort of whenever you want. You can go for the fully scaled farm run, get all your 10 patches. I'm going to let these ranar seeds cook because, let me show you over here. On our lovely farming herbs calculator, we can plug in our name, get our farming level, get our herb patches, say we're using Ultra Compost. We have the Elite Candor and Diary done. And if we scroll down here, we can see the table has shifted a little bit. So our Avantos that we were doing are now in the middle of the pack, 251k a run versus the 295k that Renars are going to give us. Reason being is getting these disease-free patches. Look at this, 5 disease-free patches. That means when we plant our Ranars here, they cannot die. So we are going to rake in a guaranteed 5 Renar patches, and the other ones do have the chance to die. But because we do have that lower chance of death, we can go ahead and do the Renars and hopefully make a little bit more money on our runs. All right, par for the course. That only got 6 from that patch because we got 17 from the one before it. We did only do the 7 patches for the Avantos because that's all we had planted, but we did plant all 10. We are good to go there, and these Avantos are going to rake us in another 211k. So let me get out everything. Actually, we're going to do a little bit of an audible here. We do have about $1 mil in cash, but we aren't going to use that for anything just yet because in this episode, we are going to take off some of the rains. Obviously, our main goal, like I said, last episode, is to get the Aranea boots and the tormented synapse. Those are going to be our big goals for this episode. But in order to do that, I'm going to need some help from some little bit better moneymakers. And one that I'm going to release the shackles on this episode is the corrupted gauntlet. So let's head over there. All right, before I jump on in here, let's take a look at my gauntlet collection log. I have 2 armor seeds and 2 weapon seeds in exactly 100 KC, 6 regular, 94 corrupted. Now, I have only come here to do CAs, and I came here early, very, very early on in my RuneScape career. I did 90 KC in corrupted and 2 KC in the little baby mode. I got an armor seed on my second baby mode KC, and I don't know where the second one came from. Obviously, one of my CGs at some point. I'm not terribly lucky here. I'm not terribly unlucky. I think I'm pretty average. But I haven't done this content that much. I do have a guide on it. If you do need a guide on it, go ahead and check it out. It's a little beginner's guide. I sort of explain everything, and that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. So I'm not going to record me doing it. If you need to know how to do it, just go ahead and check out the guide. I'm just going to be recording the chests. This is my starting collection log. My PV is 832. It's nothing impressive. But we are going to go ahead and get started and get after it. That was a stinky-ass slow kill, but we got there. Oh, we got an elite clue. I'll take that for stream. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, by the way. But now I need lunch, so I'll come back to this in a moment. I had a bagel in the toaster, and I was putting peanut butter on the bagel, and then the butter knife slipped out of my hands, so I went to catch it. And I know the phrase is, let falling knives fall, but it was a butter knife, so it was like fine. But I instinctually put my knee out to catch it for some reason. And my knee just ate the whole ass cabinet handle, metal cabinet handle, like it was a 2 a.m. Denny's Grand Slam. And I'm not going to lie, it fucking hurt. But we're here, and I'm going to go back in. I guess while I'm thinking about it, I do tier 2 preps in my guide, but I tell you to do tier 1 preps, and I don't really tell you how to do tier 1 preps. But long story short, you just only get tier 1 armor. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. All right, another slow one out of the way, dude. It's fucking 10 minutes. I do not do this content a lot. I am so slow at it. Hey, I'm gonna leave. If you want to stay at Corrupted Gauntlet until you get an enhanced, you can, but man, this place is not good until you hit an armor seed or enhanced. So I think I might do a little bit more Toa, a little bit more Muspah. I think that's going to be my rotation right now because I don't have access to Slayer bosses. And of course, farm runs, which I think I can already do another one because I had to do so many like household chores and stuff in between these clips. So I'll go check. So another thing I need to mention when you are doing the Corrupted Gauntlet is make sure you're converting your crystal shards. Obviously, if you're using Bofa or crystal armor, you could alternatively just use it for charges. But if you are doing the Corrupted Gauntlet, I recommend doing this because if you have the herb lore level, you can make a decent... Even if you have 70 herb, just making divine super strength or super attacks, you're getting so much money. So make sure you're converting your crystal shards from the gauntlet, which is what I'm going to go ahead and do, into divine bastion potions, because I don't quite have the level to do super combats. So alternatively, you could wait until you can boost to this, but I'm just going to go ahead and rip divine bastion potions. Not a big deal. All right, I realized I left the window open, but we had 123k left, and we should be coming in 1.323 mil. So we're going to make about 200k off of those shards, which is pretty good. All right, had to lower the price a little bit, but we'll collect that up. 1.43 mil. Let's go run our farm run really quick, and let's see where we're at. Got a whopping 90 Renar weed from that trip. So if you do 10 Renar seeds, that's like 180k. I just bought them, so let's see. 182k that we spent on the run, plus the ultra compost, kind of negligible. Look at the rake in, dude. Oh my gorg. Oh my gorg. We're at 1.7 mil. So what I'm going to do now is a mix between Toa and Muspah and Vorkath and, you know, whatever else I can get my hands onto. Might do a clue scroll here and there. They're kind of a waste of time in the grand scheme of things, unless you do them for a very extended period of time. But I did want to say I'm going to be doing Dead Man starting on Friday. So I'm going to be uploading videos, hopefully every day on Dead Man. And once that is over, I'll get back into the series a little bit more seriously. That was just my thing. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I'm going to be doing Dead Man on Friday. Just wanted to let you know early on in this video so that you know why this is either A, delayed, or B, I put it out before and it's a little bit shorter. Like maybe I'll just get the synapse, do a kill it like Yama and Doom, and then put the episode out so it'll be a little bit shorter. But we're going to get into Dead Man, and I'm super excited. And then after that, we have Leagues. So stay tuned, stay posted, stay subbed. We're going to be doing so much content. It's going to be a great time. And I'm excited for you to see me in PvP, because I haven't done that yet, but I'd be happy to. Well, another day of recording, and it's Wednesday, as you can tell. The bank changes are here. And boy, am I misclicking. Let's do a farm run. All right, another one bites the dust, like 88 of these things. Flying in for 500k. So again, we spent this much right here. Look at that. At 187, you come out with 463. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Do your farm runs. If you need to establish money, do your farm runs. All right, we have 2 mil to our name. And let me ponder for a second. Let me ponder. Okay, I pondered for about 10 seconds. I think I know what the plan is. I think all we realistically need to do is go over here, put 804k in the bank, buy a dragon crossbow. Reason being, we can fly over to Muspah, and I think we'll actually beat the Eclipse at Lattle. So give me a second to do calcs, and then I'll tell you what we're really doing. Alright, so we just simply improved our Muspah setup because the Atlatl is not that great. DCB rubies with a diamond swap. I'm sure I'm going to need them, so I'm just going to buy 15 more and get 100 and 100 of each. And we'll slowly recoup that as we kill Muspah. And if we get a Venator shard drop, check this out. It's a 1 in 100. Okay, remember, we're already at 25 KC. 1 in 100, and we can just slam 15 mil into the bank. And if that happens, we will be able to purchase a Tormented Synapse. However, I'll probably stay at Muspah for a little bit longer because I want the Tormented Synapse plus a little bit extra, so I can still do whatever it is that I want. I just have the option to go do the content with the Tormented Synapse, right? But I still want to be able to do Toa, I still want to be able to do Perilous Moons, I still want to be able to do Muspah, Vorkath, these things. But I also want to have the option of a Tormented Synapse in the bank at our fingertips so we can change the moneymakers whenever we so choose. Let's get after some Muspah. Let me put these runes in here. We charge this with 1,000. We have 200k to our name, so we just use that 2 million GP basically to make some quick gear swaps. We have the Fury going on. We have our Occult. We're chilling. We're not making use of the Light Bearer, and we're not making use of the Burning Claws at Muspah, so don't forget that. We have a spare 12 mil. If you wanted to, you could sell that to upgrade some things, but like getting a Trident of the Swamp is probably worth it. I just can't be bothered. I'm just going to keep it because I know I'm going to be using Burning Claws and Light Bearer at our next encounters. So let me go head over to Muspah. I'm going to go get a Venator Shard. It's going to be easy clapper. I'll update you every time I get a trip done and how much we come back with. Remember, we still have the Sharks and a couple of potions. So I'm going to rock with that for a little bit and see how we get down. All right, first kill in the bin. I'm curious. 319. Way better. Way better. We're saving almost a full minute from the Eclipse setup, which I knew was probably the case, but since I had the Eclipse setup, I just wanted to bring it and see how it would perform. But these Ruby Bolt procs, man, I got 2 of them that fight. That's all you need. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so for what it's worth, and this is usually the case with Eclipse Atlatl versus Dragon Crossbow and Rubies. For anyone who has ever questioned the Eclipse Atlatl, 402, 404, 319. If you get your procs, the Rubies will win. If you don't, it's about the same as the Eclipse Atlatl. The Eclipse Atlatl is a bit easier to scale. For instance, in TOA, I had a question on my TOA guide. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Someone was questioning why bring Eclipse Atlatl over the Dragon Crossbow and Rubies. Dragon Crossbow and Rubies gives me the procs. You know, it gets the boss down really fast. And the short of it is consistency. The Eclipse Atlatl is consistent throughout. And if you lower defense, it's going to be even more consistent. The Rubies are swingy. Like, if you hit them, cool. If you don't, you know? But that's my little spiel on that. The kill times are about the same. We remember the Eclipse Atlatl kill times from last episode. If we don't, we can go check them out. But they were about 4 minutes on average. But of course, we can get those 319 swings sometimes. I think if we had an Anguish, this would be way better. But of course, we don't have the money to do that yet. And maybe if we had, you know, a Twisted Buckler, a piece of Masori, you know, all these little things to make the actual crossbow better than the Atlatl. But by the same token, we could scale the Atlatl with, you know, Berserker Ring imbued and things like that, right? Anyway, I digress. 650k trip. I'm going to go back. I'll catch you guys in the next inventory. And boys, that's just how you do it. Look at that right on the ground. It's beautiful. It's a purple. It's in our name. And we are off to the races. We love that for us in this rebuild. Listen to me, boys. Listen to me. We're about 50 mil now. I'm going to finish out the trip. That is humongous. We love that. We love that. Oh, good news. Good news. Do Muspah, boys. It's a fun boss. It's a good boss. It makes great money. You get Venator Shards. And Venator Shards always feel good and look good on the ground. All right, so another thing I want to mention here while we're doing rebuild. When you have a big ticket item like this, and this isn't like that big of a ticket item, but when you have a big ticket item, I want you guys to use GE Tracker, okay? I want you to make sure that you are selling for a good price, because sometimes this matters. Obviously, for bigger items, this matters a lot more. But even here, like, the current price, $14.85, it's saying we could probably sell it for the offer price. So this, I'm probably not going to get scammed here. I could just throw it in for mid, I'm assuming. 14.8. We might even have to just go 14.5. So I'm just going to go 14.5 to make sure it moves for the video. But it sold for 14.58, right? So 14.58 is about what it is. That was the approximate sell price, right? But sometimes you can get a killing. So I wanted to look at another item just to give you an example. So let's say we're going to go for Confliction Gauntlets, right? So when we're buying Confliction Gauntlets, sometimes these prices are way off. Like, what you could offer is a lot different than what you could sell it for. Again, bad example, but sometimes this could be like a 4 mil difference, right? So always make sure you're checking and be patient with it. Like, if you're going to get off for the night, just leave an offer in overnight to see if it fills and just be patient. Because sometimes you can save yourself, you know, 4 or 5 mil, sometimes 10, 20. If you go for the biggest ticket items, right? Scythe, sometimes you can save upwards of 10 mil here and there. You just never know. You can make 10 mil more and only get taxed 5 mil, right? So keep an eye out for those big ticket items. Make sure you're using GE Tracker and not scamming yourself out of some money. That felt quick. 334, not bad, not bad. We had a 346 and a 358. Not bad, not bad. 338 coming in. Dude, Pure Essence, we're literally rich. We took a lunch break, but we are back with another trip. And we're going to sell it for like 200k. It's not a big one by any stretch of the imagination. But that is okay because Venator Shard things. Can't complain about a 200k trip. Let's put that into plat and let's keep it going. So we're sitting here at 40.5 mil, which it is enough for a synapse. I'm just trying to do math in my head of how much extra I'm going to want. 33.6, we would have like 6 mil left over. We still would want to buy reasonable gear for every style. We would have to get rid of both the Light Bearer and the Burning Claws, probably. We might be able to save the Burning Claws, but no, see, I don't think we could save either of them. So I think what I'm going to do is do Muspah until I run out of bolts. And once I run out of these bolts, then we'll call Muspah good and see where we are from there. Another 300k into the bin, and we'll withdraw more sharks and get after it. I think I only need like a mil more and we'll be okay. All right, one of the worst trips known to mankind, 130k is not fantastic, but we are up to 15.9. I think I want to see this at 17 and then we'll look at it. Okay, we just pulled in a deep plate legs drop. That might do it. All right, let's see what we are raking in. 527. Let me see. If we withdraw both of these things, what are we looking like? I'm missing something. What am I missing? The atlatl. Let me get the atlatl out. And probably like 800 darts, I would say. Let's see, what are we looking like? 41.4. Okay, let me do a quick napkin math and see what we're working with. Okay, so I've just realized that I have recorded, like, I don't know, 6 clips just with the window capture on. So, you know, we've brought in a decent amount of GP. We're running low on the bolts. I'm going to go ahead and repair the Eclipse Moon because we're sitting at about 41.5 million GP. Call it 41 now because we just repaired. I'm going to offload everything and to reevaluate because I don't feel like doing math, to be honest. I'm going to uncharge the Trident, and we are going to empty the Rune Pouch to the best of our ability. We're going to sell. We're offloading everything and reevaluating. So we're going to buy the Burning Claws for myself for 598. Do that, so those are gone. Buy the Eclipse for 227. That was the atlatl. The pants for 183. Good. The chest for 2.14. The helmet for 877, the Fury for 2.08, and DCB for 789. I think that, and then all these darts for 140. Call it. I've probably missed some change here and there, so that's fine. We'll round up. And we will offload these bolts manually. Now, keep in mind, we still have Mixtide. We still have a Chally. So we're doing okay. We're going to bin the Occult. We don't need this. And I will manually sell this one because I did manually buy it as well. See what it goes for. 773. I probably could have waited and been patient. But why be patient? It's fine. I bought the Fury, correct? I believe I bought the Fury. I didn't bank it. We bought the Fury. So let's see. Let's offload like 500 of these. Actually, it's not even worth it. It's only 100k. Do I have to offload the Lightbearer? It's going to be really sad. I'm going to offload all of my Blood Bark here. The Trident we will keep. If we do want to run a Toa, we still have that option available to us. Where'd the Eclipse go? Oh, it's right here because I repaired it. I guess I didn't have to repair it. Okay, guys. I'm going to give myself that 300k back because I didn't have to do that. I did not have to repair it. I'm going to give myself 300k back. I'm also buying Full Void here. And by buying, I mean, you should have Elite Void. Like, it's very easy to get, and it's very, very nice to have. You should have your Elite Void. Go get it if you don't have it. Like, seriously. Go get it. Let's convert all this into money. Let's see if I can get a Synapse. Let's see. Let's see if I can get a Synapse. Worst case, okay. Worst case, we just have to do something a little funny. I have 30... I'm going to all in the Synapse, aren't I? I'm going to put an offering for 34 mil. Now, remember, guys, do your farm runs. Look at that. As we are prepping for the farm run, the Synapse has sold. We are now the owner of a tormented Synapse. And you're probably wondering, Giss, what the hell? Now, what would you do that for? That doesn't make any sense. Twofold. One, if you're doing Slayer, you're probably doing tormented demons. Two, if you're doing Slayer, you're probably going to wind up at Serb. 3, once you're bored of Slayer, you probably want to go do some bosses. Yama and Doom are both demons that you can use a Synapse on. And Yama, you can actually get away with a Purging Staff and an Arc Light instead of going for the Ember Light. But what I'm going to be doing is going for the Scorching Bow. Reason being, I actually believe fully that you, yes, even you, thinking that you can't, can do Doom. Can you go to level 8? I don't know. But you can at least scale yourself. Maybe you can only do level 3 right now. Okay, the more times you send level 3, eventually you'll be able to do level 4, eventually you'll be able to do level 5, all the way down to level 8. And if you need a guide, I have one. But for now, let's farm run so we can buy some supplies to do our first ever Doom run and hopefully not lose a bunch of money. Okay, this was about to be super awkward, but I remembered I have dragon boots. I have dragon boots from Toa. Quote me. I have dragon boots from Toa. Like, I'm pretty sure I bought dragon boots, but I don't need those. So I'm going to use those to buy Renar seeds. And we also will need that extra for supplies. So let's get down to business to defeat the Huns, boys. It's about to get crazy. You know, I didn't need to bring my rune pouch and my cash stack and my light bearer, but I did. So I'm just making this herb run harder on myself than I needed to. But you know. I'm also just now realizing I have a Scobo in my bank and I didn't just purchase it from myself. So, oops. I'm gonna correct that when we get back to the bank. I'm gonna correct that. Whoopsie. Alrighty, a reasonable take home. We should have about 800k or so, I want to say, to work with supplies. Okay, perfect. So let's retcon what I just did, because I'm an idiot. This is valued at 34.2. I was able to purchase this synapse for 34. I'm just going to take the hit to my own cash stack. I'm going to put it back in for 34 mil. I'm going to lose 700k. We're just going to say I bought my own Scobo, and I'm just going to leave this here. It's going to sell, and I'm going to add it to, like, my actual, like, my cash. But I'm going to purchase this Scobo. Bagagoosh. It's a magic longbow unstrung to make it. If you really want me to buy one, I'll buy one, but it's 1,000 GP. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so we have a light bearer and we have a Scobo. This is beautiful because I don't see a lot of people doing this in Doom. But I'm going to show you some tech that I have been working with because I have run this boss into the dirt. I used to be rank 870 at this boss. I don't know what I am anymore. You know what? Let's find out. So I am now at Doom. I am rank 1203. I have done this boss so much I have done this boss. 1,277 deep delves, 4,168 total delves, and this log is bad. Can you believe that? This log is bad. I'm missing like 5 items with the level of deep delves that I've done. So don't mind me being dry. I mean, what's fucking new? My name is Giz. Hello, I go dry. Let's finish purchasing some stuff. I am not going to bring a quiver because I would assume at this point in your account, you don't have a quiver. You're still building your money. You're still building your account. You're getting achievement diaries done. You're getting quests done. You're getting skills up. You're doing all these things in between. Getting your house maxed. You don't need to focus fire a quiver or an infernal cape. It's not actually that big of a deal. There are way more important things in this game than getting either of those two things. However, the quiver is very good at Doom. Like very, very good, especially with Scobo. So if you can consistently clear Delve 8 Doom, you can go get your quiver. Just wanted to put that PSA in here real quick. If you can do Delve 8 consistently, you can go get your quiver whenever you want. It's not a big deal, I promise. Everyone says it's the hardest content in the game. It just isn't. It just straight up is not. To get your quiver and your infernal cape, it's not. It's taxing, it's not impossible. Boot slot, I think I'm going to have to keep it cheap. So let me go look at maybe... It's either going to be mixed hide boots or like a really cheap god hide boot. Let's see. All right, it's going to be mixed hide. I don't care about the prayer bonus, and mixed hide is only 2 less accuracy than a god D hide boot, so I'm not concerned about it at all. We have a great ranged accuracy right now. All we have to do is get some dragon arrows. Now, this is where a bulk of our supply cost is going to come from. And we're going to have to be a little bit careful with how many of these we buy, because these are pretty expensive. These were way more expensive on release, I promise you. These things were like 5k a piece. But P++ dragon arrows are damage. If you can't swing these, or you don't feel like swinging these, you can use amethyst. But dude, just spend the money. You will see it again, I promise. I'm going to let these cook and finish getting the rest of my supplies. Remember I said purchasing the chally was going to come up again down the road? Well, here we are, folks. I told you. Forward planning, dude. Forward planning. And speaking of forward planning, I'm going to do one more forward planning thing here. I'm going to buy my own Aram Staff for 270k. because we'll also be using this at Yama, most likely. We will not be purging staff ultimately when we get to Yama. We want to be ember lighting. Once we're done with Doom and we want to move over to Yama, ultimately we want to be ember lighting. Me personally, I want to be ember lighting. If you don't like melee Yama for whatever reason, even though it is just easier and just as brain dead as Mage Yama, if you don't like melee Yama, you can get a purging staff and go to Yama right now if you want to. It is totally fine. If you want to do that, you want to mage camp Yama for the rest of your life, go for it. Not here to dissuade you from doing that. When I go to Yama, I want to melee because it's fast. Melee is fast, melee is good, melee is fun. So I'm going to buy this Aram staff so I can do that later. And we won't have a blowpipe, which is usually what I put in this slot, but we're not going to have that because it's a little expensive. That boy's 10 million GP. Notice how I haven't focused to buy one yet because at that price point, we're not going to use it that much, to be honest. We don't really need it for much. I do have 100 dragon arrows in the bank, but I just have to wait for these to slowly come in. I might have to adjust my offer. Okay, and we're good to go. Just had to adjust a little bit. We have 140k to our name. We have a glory. We are good to go. The only thing I'm considering now are dragon knives for the deeper delves, if I want to just unload those. But I don't think they are a hard requirement. I do, however, want to go ahead and buy a combo eat. So I am just going to, like, this is so negligible. I'm just going to grab one of each. I'm not going to spend 50 GP on that. I truly don't care. The next thing we need is some brews to fill up the rest of these slots, and we are good to go. All right, I have finished scraping together the setup based on the setup that I use currently. And this is what we're working with. We have a free inventory slot because there's nothing that can go there at the current moment because we don't have the cash to do it. But let's see how our first Doom trip goes. I'm also realizing how far I've strayed from my initial idea for this series, but it's fine. I think I'm still loosely following what I wanted to do. I want to include everybody, and I want to show you what is possible. So let's do a quick Doom run and see how it goes. I guess I'll record a little bit of this so you can see sort of the idea that I have in mind. Scobo spec, if you are unaware, puts on a burn to the target. And the reason that is good is because when we are Scobo specking, we are really damn close to having the same DPS as a T-bow. So, for those of you that are uninformed, T-bow is a very strong weapon, if you didn't know. And we would love to have that DPS. So that's sort of what we're doing. With the poison, with the Scobo spec, our DPS is not bad. Would we love to have an Anguish right here? Yes. Is that what we're probably saving for? Sure, if this is what we want to continue doing. But if we want to move on to something else, we don't have to buy the Anguish, because you don't need one for, say, Yama. So you sort of just, at this point, need to think about what it is you want to do, like where you're scaling your money, where you want to go, and make an informed decision from there for yourself. So, enough blabbing for me. We love seeing a, whatever it's called on wave 1. An orb, but it's fine. It's just wave 1. You can crack this thing really early, but force of habit to crack it right before he starts slamming because of Delve 8. I'm also debating if I'm going to Delve 8 because I know a lot of you won't be able to. This is no shade throwing. I just know that some people struggle with Delve 8, and that's fine. Again, if you need a guide, I've got it. I promise you can do it if you put your mind to it. It's sort of robotic in what you have to do. It's not that difficult once you understand the concept. But we are cruising right along on this trip. It should only take us roughly 10 minutes to get to the deeper delves. So I'm just going to leave the recording going, and I'll probably upload this clear as the final clip for this video so we can get into Deadman mode. Because Deadman mode is on Friday. Today is Wednesday. So I'll probably take tomorrow to do a little bit of strategery, a little bit of PKing warm-up, make sure I can get back into the groove. And I will maybe be daily uploading for Deadman because I'm excited. You guys haven't seen me PvP. I'm okay. I'm a resounding decent at PvP. I'm no slouch, but I'm also not, you know, crazy by any means. I am just decent. I can probably, if we're talking like a tier list, I'm probably like platinum at PvP, I would say. Right about in the platinum tier. Okay, not having death charge is actually kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna look into investing in Aether runes after this run because having both Death Charge and the Thralls and your Demon Bane in 4 slots is really nice. But I currently can't do that because I don't have the money for it. So we can do Doom until we can do another farm run, which would be interesting. About an hour and 15 minutes from now, we can do another farm run, which would open us up to getting some more Aether runes and stuff. Which for you guys, you wouldn't have to do this because you're not under the pressure of making a recording. But if you did, you could just like do your farm runs for 2 weeks and not even have to think about anything. But for me, I have a video to get done, so I got to do my farm runs when I can and do my money makers when I can, you know? All right, made it to Delve 6 in a matter of 6 minutes. Cool. Let's investigate. We have 260k. So what I'm thinking currently at my current state, because I have no money, I do want to get those Aether runes for Death Charge. But I think what I'll do is I'll send a Delve 8 and probably just reset so I can go get some Aether runes, because those are actually a really big deal, I'm noticing. Not being able to keep up my spec was sort of an issue. I really want to be able to keep it up, especially because I'll be Scobo specking during car phase. Plus, my Dragon Arrows are not going to last that long. So let's get an 8 done and call it good there. So you got 44 damage there, which is great news for us. And we're just cruising on the Scobo. We're just praying for it to do deeps, which is doing pretty fine right now, to be honest. Got that spec off at the beginning, did some burn. Stand right here. Hide him all the way over here. Yeah, reasonable. Very reasonable. I've had Tebow car phases go worse. Getting that extra guaranteed damage is such a huge help. Make sure to make your paths long. Long, 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 long. Alright, a nice and easy Delve 6. We have only used arrows and 3 super stores at the moment. Anything added to the goodies? Okay. This is debatable. I think a lot of people would leave here. I can keep going. I am not afraid of this boss, but I could see a lot of people leaving at this point. This is good. This is a lot of supplies. I'm going to claim this. Against my better judgment, I'm going to claim this. Reason being, a lot of you would. No, I'm going to 8. I talked myself out of it. It's just free, bro. Just go to 8. Oh, I thought he was going to gift us with a little prairie gen, but of course not. We also have Perfect Doom right now, by the way. just throwing that one out there. We have Perfect Doom. All right, let me go ahead and do this 8 for you guys. And I'll just prove to you that we can get the clear on this. It's really not that big of a deal. It's really not that big of a deal. Okay, well, I thought I was in the thing. I'm not going to lie. Apparently, I wasn't in the thing. That's kind of bogus. Well, it is what it is. That's how the cookie crumbles. Let me go try that again, because that felt kind of BS. I'm not going to lie. That was like super BS. I was well within the circle, but I guess Trutile things or whatever, you know how that shit goes. We can get back real quick. BRB. 3k death fee, by the way. I actually had enough to cover my death. That's very amusing to me. All right, so we're going back into Delve 6, but there's a small issue here. We only have 30 arrows left and nothing to our name, so 270k. I'm going to do 6 and 7. Haha. And probably not 8, actually, because I don't think I'm going to have enough arrows, unfortunately. All right, so I'm on a 7 here, and double death charge is a little bit more important than I thought it was. Single death charge at a minimum is very important, but double death charge is going to be so nice. Like, my spec bar is 100% right now, but maintaining that through your higher delves is so important if you're on Scobo, D-Knife kind of stuff, blowpipe, whatever you're using. If you're not T-bowing or whatever, I guess if you're just not T-bowing in car phase, then the double death charge is really important. Don't feel forced to get a ZCB here. I think it's really overrated. You either hit a 75 and then, or sorry, 75% spec. Sometimes you hit 110 or sometimes you hit a fucking 0. And hitting a 0 feels really bad. So I'm just going to rip all my specs here because I think I'm just leaving after this. I do not have the aero economy, I don't think. I could maybe chance it, but I'd rather not, you know what I mean? Like 17 is a little bit tight. It's a little bit tight. Not sure if I'm about that life. I'm gonna be honest. Not sure if I kind of am about that life, about that risk. So we're just gonna cash in this 7 and call it good there. Let me make sure I don't choke. That would be ideal. Ideally, don't choke. Make your orb paths long and don't choke. Okay. So I have my left click set to descend. Don't do that because you will die doing that. All right, I'm just gonna claim here, and we're gonna go sell all this so that I can get some supply recoup. All right, I'm keeping these runes to reevaluate where I am. Oh, I didn't sell the D-med. So we just pulled in 400k without selling any of the runes, which is pretty damn good if you ask me. Aether, Death, Blood, Fire. So what we're gonna do is empty this. We're going to sell off these Chaos Runes. We don't need these. We're going to sell off these Cosmics. We don't need these. We just need this set with Aether Runes. So I'm going to grab a bunch of these. I know they're expensive. That's why I needed to cash out. But they are really worth swinging for. So I'm going to grab a bunch of those. And let's re-up our Blood Runes by like 100. And our Death Runes by like 200. And we'll sort of just like stack this up as we come back from our trips. We'll just remember to stack that up because it's going to be really important to maintain and make sure we do not run out. But now we have Resurrect the Thrall. We have a Death Charge. We have the Superior Demon Bane. So we have everything covered. We have to change this to Superior Demon Bane because we're no longer skimping on money with Chaos Runes. We're going to be fully going into that. And the rest I'm going to use to refill my actual supplies. And let's get that wave 8 clear for this video. And then let's head off into Dead Man mode. Okay, even after a full resupply, we're banking 152k. So, I mean, works for me, dude. Works for me, dude. Works for me, dude. Let's go get this 8 clear, man. Let me redeem myself. That was a little embarrassing, huh? Well, either my graphics driver just like pseudo crashed or the server's just hitched for like a full 5 ticks. Don't know what that was about. I guess we'll see. Hopefully I can survive a Delve 8 and that doesn't happen during Delve 8. I think that would be ideal if that didn't happen. Guys, I got so excited that I forgot to buy fucking arrows again. Dude, why do I have steel skin on? It must have happened during the lag. It was right as a boulder exploded. I didn't know what was going on. Oh, it's all falling apart. I have 8 arrows to my name. I'm gonna have to leave on like a 4, dude. It's okay. A Burning Tread's right here, right now. I can't even get him on Delve 3, but you know. Come on, just like spoon me something. That'd be so sick. Watch. Damn it! Imagine. 43k. Yeah, I just have to leave. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna claim and leave. And I'm just going to bank that and give myself 43k because I forgot to buy arrows. Okay, we got a whopping 59, but that's a whopping 65. That's enough to do a full delve. We have 22k. And I forgot to give myself my range potion back. Put it in the bank to free up space. I'm just going to grab a ranging potion. Okay, don't sue me. Okay, now let's go redeem ourselves and get the Delve 8 clear. All right, our loot is complete beans, but we're going into Delve. I think we've gotten Earth Runes like 15 times. We're going into Delve 8. We're going to get our reclamation here. I'm going to bring you with me. I'll record the whole shebang because this is the interesting part. We have 25 arrows to our name, okay? We got this shit. Here we go. This is such a fun part of the challenge for me. I love playing on the edge of my supplies here. Because once you're on a max main, you like don't give a shit. You just willy-nilly buy whatever you want. All right, let me shut up. No punish, unlucky. Give me a punish, buddy. No? Alright. in shield phase. Could have been worse. Doing okay. Arrow count 22. I'm gonna not get crazy here. I really want to make sure I get this 50 damage so we can try and just sink this guy before orb phase is ideal. 22. All right, I think we're good. Let's let him in and hope for the best. And by hope for the best, I mean use our mad skills to kill the boss. So hit that button, hit that button, hit this button. Send specs. Misclick like 15 times on the spec bar. Don't mind me. Now, I wouldn't recommend you send all your specs unless you're going for your first Delve 8 clear, then by all means, send it, brother. But that was mostly just a do it to it kind of thing. Alrighty. Pretty decent. Might not have to do the orb. Dodge this first, priority number 1. And he's dead. Alright. There's our Delve 8. I was going to shoot the little thing to make it come over to me, but I didn't need to. We have 18 arrows. I could probably do another one. Let's see what we got. Okay, we have 500k. I think that saved it. So that's where I wanted to get this video today. I could go again. I'm not going to do that because I want to buy arrows. I want to make sure our supply chain is still going. And of course, by next video, I will have a farm run done. I'm probably going to go do one right now, and then I'll do another one at the beginning of the video. So we should have about 1.5 mil to work with for supplies, and we are once again completely golden. It only took us 1 Delve 8, and we could easily, with 1.5 mil, start getting our other gear sets back for like Toas and whatever, and Vorkath, and like you could do that again just to make sure you have those options available to you. Completely up to you how you want to rebuild. This has been Gis. Less than 40 hours, and we are able to do the best moneymaker in the game with a completion in this complete budget setup. There you go. It is possible once you understand the comp sets. Go check out the guide if you need help, and you can catch me Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on live stream from about 5 p.m. EST all the way to about 9 p.m. EST. And if you need help, you can ask me there as well. Leave a comment below if you need help. All that good stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next one. It'll be Dead Man mode, double upload. I'm going to try to do daily uploads with Dead Man mode to the best of my ability, maybe every other day, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you later.